Hey, how's it going? So today I'm coming to you live to talk about this is why your clients need you. If you happen to be catching this video live, do me a favor, hit pound live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you happen to be catching this via the replay, do me a favor, hit pound replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. Sometimes, depending on what it is that you do, at a glance, it is not always obvious why is it that someone needs you. Why is it that someone needs your service when in all actuality, at a glance, it appears as though that they can use and that they can go ahead and fulfill on certain requirements on their own, right? So sometimes you have to be able to articulate the benefit to those individuals to help them to understand, you know what, this is why you need, me. I remember when I first started, good morning, when I first started working as a financial aid officer many years ago, one of the things that I was told to do is to help someone to complete a financial aid application, which is online. And it's a very simple financial aid application, in my opinion. And I couldn't understand why is it that the school had hired me to help the students complete a financial aid application. At a glance, when I first started working there, it appears to be something that's very easy and that's very simple. So I couldn't understand why at that time they had a group of about 20 or 30 people working in that department to help these students. Well, the longer I started to work there, I started to see that there's a lot more to just helping the student complete the application. Once the student completes the application to be able to go to school and receive federal financial aid, they needed someone to be able to interpret to them and help them to understand what it is that they are eligible for. So, hey, you just completed this application. Now you need someone from the financial aid office from an interpretation standpoint to help you to interpret and to help you to translate what this means and to help you to be able to maximize your federal financial aid opportunities. So for one, in the process of the student completing the application on by themselves, because they can indeed complete it by themselves, they could make some costly mistakes. And if they make the costly mistakes, the likelihood of them being able to attend the institution and come to that institution was not that high, right? So from an optimization standpoint and from a let me help you to receive as much federal financial aid as much financial aid as possible standpoint, that was reason number one why there was a need for the school to employ and to hire someone to work in the financial aid office. Thing number two is that from a compliance standpoint, the school, in order for the school to continue to be able to award federal financial aid, one of the things that it needed to do is that it needed to award financial aid based on some rules and based on some regulations. If they lost their ability to award federal financial aid, depending on the type of school, that type of school could all of a sudden, pretty much close down. In my time of working in financial aid, I watched a lot of different schools close down because of compliance reason. So as you can see, if they have someone working in the financial aid office that is very detail oriented, that is looking at all of the rules, that is looking at all of the regulations, and to make sure that from a compliance standpoint, they remain compliant, now all of a sudden, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for them to have someone working in the financial aid office, right? So why am I talking about, this analogy? The reason why I'm using this analogy is because the same thing is true for a lot of us sometimes in business. So let's take a look at what it is that I do now from a lead generation and from a marketing standpoint and from a funnel building standpoint. You can go get a funnel building template using any given platform, and you can download that template in about 1 minute, right? You can go to a platform, pay a platform, I don't know, $97 a month, $100 a month, download a template, a marketing template, and all of a sudden you have a quote-unquote marketing funnel. So why would you need someone like myself when you can go and get something like that and you can start using it right away? Well, there's insights, there's strategy, there's how are you going to use that in your overall marketing process, in your overall marketing strategy. Are you even using the right marketing strategy? Did you download the right marketing funnel? from a sequence standpoint? Do you have that in a proper sequence from your marketing standpoint? Right? So there's some costly mistakes that people can make when they take that route of, well, I'm just going to go and do this 100% on my own, or I'm just going to go and do X, Y, and Z because I don't need that person's help. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people can and will indeed figure some things out on their own, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you have to articulate to your prospective client, hey, prospective client, these are some of the things that I had to go through in order to learn some of the things that I'm going to be helping you to do, via this methodology, via this process. Yes, there are some alternatives that do indeed exist. Regardless of what industry you're in, there's always going to be alternatives. There's always going to be, quote unquote, an easy, button. But oftentimes, right, the easy button doesn't necessarily give you a full optimized, process. In my case of, of a funnel, you just downloading a funnel and just saying all of a sudden you have a funnel that doesn't necessarily help you from an optimization standpoint, because there's like 20 or 50 different gaps that now all of a sudden exist because you have this marketing funnel. So I want you, that the individual that has the opportunity to listen to and or to watch this piece of content, to think about that based on some of the people that you desire to help, and some of the people who may have a certain level of skepticism, right? Because there's always a certain level of skepticism as it relates to, hey, you know what? Do I really need this person? So I want you to think about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, benefits that these individuals will receive as a result of working with you. Think about the journey. Think about some of the things that you had to go through, and or some of the costly mistakes that you had to make in order for you to learn some of those things, and let them know that, right? Let them know what those things are. I remember spending, maybe close to almost $100,000 in one of my businesses, and I made no revenue. I had nothing at all, to show for it. Now, if I had to go back and do it all over again, now I know how to optimize that business. I know how to monetize, that business. So I can take that knowledge and I can take that expertise, and I can help to shortcut someone else's experience, because I've already gone through it. Right? So what is your client needing you for? What are your clients, paying you for? They're paying you for shortcuts. They're paying you for wisdom. They're paying you for expertise. They're paying you to, to save time, to save money, and so on and so forth. So those are some of the things that's on my mind. Pretty soon, like in the next week or so, I'm going to be coming up with a membership program, and that membership program is called, PPP. Basically, it's a Profit Power program whereby I am going to embark and share some of my knowledge and some of my expertise around how individuals can get paid using a marketing funnel. I'm going to essentially just take everything that I've learned. I've been in this business in terms of lead generation, marketing funnels, monetization funnels, etc. since 2015. I'm just going to simply take that information and I'm going to share it with that group, and I'm going to share it with the audience. It's going to be a paid membership program that you can, join. The cost of the program will be a very reasonable, in my opinion. Right? When I say reasonable, it's gonna some of you guys. It's going to cost you less than you pay for your phone bill, right? So less than the amount that you pay for your phone bill. So more information to come, more details to come on that. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be providing you with the link below that's going to allow you to register, so that way you could be notified. All right, good morning, good morning. I see a couple of you guys are on. Thanks for tuning in. I simply just wanted to come on live and just share with you. Sometimes people on the outside looking in saying, this stuff is so simple. Why do I need you? This stuff appears to be so easy. Why do I need you? So you need to be able to tell them, why is it they need you? What's at cost? So, for higher education, when I worked at higher education, the cost was, man, you could lose your business. The cost was you could lose a student. The cost was you can lose a lot of different things. For lead generation and for marketing, the cost is, well, you could be spending thousands and thousands of dollars and don't get any results, or you could be doing, you can be doing this completely wrong. Think about that for your business. Articulate it to the prospective client, the individuals that desire to do business with you. That's it. That's all I have here for you today. Pound live if you happen to be catching this live. Pound replay if you happen to be catching this via the replay. If you want to be notified when I launch the PPP program, I'm going to include a link somewhere around this video that's going to allow you to register so that way you could be notified. That's it. That's all I have for now. I'll talk to you soon.